Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I just want to start this video off by saying thank you so much to all those that entered the giveaway. Seriously, I was blown away by all your comments. I read every single one, and it was so fun to get to know a little bit about each and every one of you. So thank you so much for entering. I will be announcing the giveaway winner later in today's video, so stay tuned for that. But for today's video, I thought I would do a makeup tutorial. As you can tell, I have no makeup on, very fresh faced. I just did all my skincare. Hudson is currently napping, so this is usually the time I get ready anyway. So I thought it'd be kind of fun just to film what I do. I will say this isn't like my everyday 10-minute quick mom makeup tutorial. This is probably more of like a glam, or I'm going to an event or a shoot or something. Because I definitely don't do this every single day, just when I am really needing to or feeling it. So yeah, I will go ahead and get started with that. Okay, so I have done all my skincare. As you can tell, I'm kind of breaking out. I have a little bit of hormonal acne just from postpartum. It's super common, so I'm not too worried about it, but it's definitely not fun to try and cover. So the first thing I'm gonna start out with is this NARS. It's like literally a bucket, and I haven't used this forever. I use the color Light Honey, and I'll link this down below. I will say I really like this for covering any like acne, zits, dark pigment. I do not love this for like under eye bags or like highlighting or anything. Like I usually try to get a color that kind of is really close to my skin color. I do have some self tan on, so that is why my nose is a different color than the rest of my face. But yeah, I'll just kind of cover any acne I have with this. I find that my makeup really sticks really well to this like creamy concealer, so it helps when like if my foundation rubs off at all, or like with the mask, it will kind of help keep my makeup on those areas, just because this is so thick. I think that's why I would definitely not recommend it for under the eyes though. I feel like it would enhance if you had any under eye wrinkles at all or any creasing. It's going to enhance that because it's so thick. So I usually just go in with a brush and kind of blend this out. And I'm literally no beauty guru, so if I forget to say a product or something, I'm gonna link it all below, so you can definitely find it there. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with my foundation. So for those of you that follow me on Instagram and have followed me there for a while, you know one of my all-time favorite foundations is the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. I have been using this ever since I got married. One of my favorite makeup artists recommended it to me, just because I was like, I need a really cheap, good foundation that I can just kind of keep in my bag at all times. Like I definitely have other foundations I like, but this is just like a cheap, quick grab and go. And I actually find myself going back to this one over any of my high-end ones, just because I like the coverage. I like how it goes on. It sits on pretty well. I will say I have been using their new Dewy line, which I love because I love to feel dewy and glowy, but it does not stick as well as the matte. So you will have a little bit of rub off by the end of the day. It lasts for most of the day, but by the end, especially with the masks, you'll have a little bit of rub off. But for me, like the dewiness of it is just so worth it. So I have literally been using this for probably 3 years, and I have multiple colors in my bag because it's like when I'm self-tanned, when it's summer, when it's winter, when I'm not self-tanned, like I literally just have it because it's like $5. So it's just kind of nice to have on hand, and it's really easy to go grab and go. I will say that with COVID, like when all of our malls closed down, this is way too dark for me. When all of our malls closed down, I tried to find a bunch of like drugstore products that I liked, because all of our makeup stores were closed, and then Sephora was backed up for literally months trying to get makeup to you. So I wanted to find like a bunch of products that I knew I could just literally go grab when I was grocery shopping or anything like that. And I will say a lot of them I've actually found to like a lot better than even, not a lot better, probably like the same amount as most of the high-end ones. This is way too dark for me. This is like my summer shade. So we're just gonna go ahead and drag that down. I might go grab another one and throw on some lighter foundation, because this is a little dark for me, one side. Sorry, because I'm self-tanned, I grabbed my summer shade, and that was just not the move. I'm just not as tan as I am in the summer. So we're gonna throw in some lighter foundation. This is actually the matte one, so this look might be a little bit more matte than normal. And I usually use a foundation brush to blend out, not a beauty blender. I just like the way the brush, especially this brush, this is a cosmetics brush, and I just love the way that this blends out. Okay, so after I do that, I usually go in with my concealer, which I would say my all-time favorite concealer is probably the NARS Creamy Concealer, but I've actually really been liking this as well. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but the satin finish, so it's the hydrating one. The normal one definitely I like, it's like definitely like a Tarte Shape Tape, I would say, but it's a little bit too like heavy for me. This one definitely has coverage, but because it's more satin finish and hydrating, it goes on a little bit smoother. Sorry if I keep looking over there, my baby monitor is over there and my mirror's behind the camera, so if I'm not looking directly into the camera, that is why. So I'll just highlight my chin, my forehead, the bridge of my nose, and under my eyes. And depending on how much sleep I got the night before, I might put more under my eyes. I feel like my dark circles have been real ever since I had a baby, and that is okay. So I usually just go in with a beauty blender, blend this all out. So then I will go in with a cream contour, and I'll only contour my nose. I used to like contour my forehead and my cheeks and all that, and it just got to be a little bit too much. So I only contour the bridge of my nose, and then I'll go in later with like a bronzer and bronze everything up a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. I used to not bake every day, like even on my 10-minute quick routine, but since the masks have happened, I have definitely been baking every day. I just find that it kind of keeps my makeup on here a little bit better. So I'll go ahead and just set under my eyes. And I'm actually using the Airspun loose face powder for this. I will say this is very messy. I normally like the Laura Mercier translucent powder, but I just ran out. I will say that one I feel like is a little bit more of a splurge, but definitely worth it because I already got it all over my shirt. And I don't think that the Laura Mercier one has as much fallout as this does. Is what I do. I'll go in and just bake literally everywhere. I used to not use this much, but then COVID happened and I just don't want the mask to rub off my makeup. And then I'll go in with like a bigger bristle brush and just kind of pat out anywhere I don't want lighter, because this will kind of keep all these areas bright. Then now I will go ahead and go in and do my eye makeup. I don't do a ton to my eyebrows. The ends of my eyebrows kind of like disappear a little bit, I feel like. They're not as full as the top part of my eyebrows right here. So I definitely will fill in the ends quite a bit. And then do the front a little bit more natural. And this is just the e.l.f. brow pencil. I don't know, guys, if I'm just crazy, but I feel like brow pencils are the same. I don't know, that sounds bad. I feel like brow gel can be like, there's definitely better ones than others. But brow pencils I find kind of are just the same. And this one's literally $2. So I honestly keep a bunch of these on hand because I feel like I go through brow pencils so quickly. And this just kind of is super cheap and easy to have on hand. I'm trying to grow out my eyebrows. You can probably see all my eyebrow grow out. Because when I was younger, I feel like I just over plucked them so bad and they were hideous. I should try to find a picture and show you guys. They were not good. I literally have 2 different eyebrows too. It's fine. I don't know why. It honestly doesn't bug me when my eyebrows aren't perfectly symmetrical because I feel like that's just the natural way they grow and there's nothing I can really do about it. So trying to make them even and perfect is just not something that's realistic for me. So yeah, that is literally all I do to my eyebrows. I don't do a ton. I sometimes put in some brow gel. I think I'm actually going to today just because they're looking a little bit bushy. And this just kind of helps keep it up. So that was just the e.l.f. brush. And then this is the Benefit Cosmetics brow gel. And it has a little bit of a tint to it, but not a ton. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is my eyeshadow. And I like to do this definitely while I bake in case there's any fallout. I just use the ColourPop palettes. Sorry, literally all my makeup is dirty because that just shows that I use it every day. It's not like just brand new trying it for the first time. So this is the California Love palette and I'm going to go in with the color Gnarly, which is like a nude color. These you can find at Ulta. Also, I want to say they're like literally $10. And I have been using these. I have 2 different palettes and I use them all the time. I swear I've had these for literally ever and I just keep replacing them. I keep replacing this one because if you notice, I literally use 1 color, sometimes 2. And so I always just keep replacing it for the specific color. And then I usually just use like a huge brush for this one. Then I'm going to go in with the Bay, which is like another nude color, and just kind of blend it in. It's just a tiny bit darker. Alright, so then now we're going to go in with a different palette. This is also ColourPop. I've had this one for forever. Replace it. It's a lot of like pinky golds. It's super pretty. I'm going to go in with the color Extracurricular, which is like a reddy brown. And I'm going to use a more tight, you can literally see the color on here. I'm going to use a more tight brush. I just pop this on my outer corner of my eye. And then I kind of just brush off any excess and just kind of drag it up into the crease of my eye and the outside of my eye. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with a more flat brush and I'm going to go in with like, it's a gold color. It's called Hot Bod. So honestly, if you don't have these exact palettes, you can just use something similar. It's a gold shimmer because I definitely like gold shimmers on my eyelids or just shimmers in general. And I definitely like to wet my brush for these. I feel like it just makes it look a lot prettier. And then I'm going to go in with like a rose gold color with that same brush and just place it right in the middle of the 2 colors. And then now I go back in with the corner brush and just kind of blend in those shimmers with that red pigment. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is my eyeliner, and I actually don't use real eyeliner. I never do, even on my quick days. I always just use brown eyeshadow and get the brush wet. I just find that black eyeliner can kind of make my eyes look smaller than they really are and like closed off. So the brown just kind of opens them more, but still adds, like I can still add a wing or some depth. So that's usually what I do for eyeliner. So I just go in with an angled brush like this and definitely get it pretty wet because it almost turns it into a gel. And then I'll just go in with a brown. There's actually a brown in this palette that I use every single day. And I'll just go ahead and get that wet. You can also use setting spray if you prefer. I just don't. And then I go in from the outside usually first and just do like a little baby wing. And drag it in like that. You see how like it adds depth, but it doesn't make it so dark that it closes my eye off? That is why I like to do it. Okay, so just like that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. They're not gonna be the same or perfect. It honestly doesn't bother me too bad just because I know I can't get it perfect, and I feel like my lashes kind of help cover up any imperfections or flaws. But yeah, I'm just gonna go really quick and do it to the other eye. So now that the eyeshadow's done, I'm gonna go ahead, wipe off any foundation on my lips, and then I go in with the lip plumper. And this is the best lip plumper in the whole world. It's actually a chapstick. So it's really nice because it will definitely like melt into your skin. I feel like a lot of glosses just kind of sit on top, plump it, wear off. This melts into your skin. It's obviously very used too. These are the only chapsticks I have never lost. I go through the entire thing before I lose it. It's called Maxi Lip. I'll link it down below. I just remember when I found that, it was like a saving grace because I feel like lip gloss always has to go on the top, or chapstick can go on the bottom. So yeah, I'll do like a lip plumper. I usually kind of start that off at the beginning. I just honestly forgot. As you can tell, I'm not a professional. But now we're gonna go ahead and do mascara. Okay, so with mascara, it's actually funny because I got this hack from TikTok. I feel like a lot of the TikTok hacks are actually very accurate, very good. I was actually using this mascara anyway. I was using the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I've used this since I started using mascara, so like the 7th grade. I just like the way the brush is. I don't know if any of you have ever seen it. Very teeny tiny. So it really helps separate your lashes, but it also puts on a ton of mascara at the same time. But it always kind of, by the end of the day, would smear onto my eyelid. Like just, there'd always be black little dots on my eyelids. Like not flakes, but just would smear up there. And I didn't love it. And so then TikTok came out like 10 years later, and someone said to get the L'Oreal Primer, which is this, and it helps it stay on all day, and it actually does. But the good part about it is that it's like it doesn't make it waterproof, so it still makes it really easy to take it off. Where waterproof, you're sitting there for a really long time scrubbing your eye. This definitely makes your mascara last all day. It doesn't smear, it won't flake. I've tried it with other mascaras too. This is my favorite. And it does the same thing for literally any other mascara. So this is definitely a must-have step. I absolutely love this. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, and then obviously the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, which has been an OG since the first day. So I'll just go ahead, put the primer on. I actually put it on both eyes because it kind of needs some time to set. So once my primer's on, then I'll go ahead and just do my mascara like normal. Just like that, super quick and easy. Then I'll just do the other eye. And then that is the mascara. I feel like it goes on really thick, really nice, because I definitely like a heavier mascara. But I will say that there's a common theme in my makeup, and it's that I kind of like them when they're not perfectly separated, so I don't really take the time to sit there, separate every single lash, just because I think it looks nice and a little bit more natural when they're not just like literally perfect. So that is what I do with that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take off this bake. I'll just take like a fluffy brush and brush off any excess. This will also remove any like eyeshadow fallout. And then what I do, which I used to not do, is I will take the same brush and actually press the rest of it into my face. This just helps my makeup stay on throughout the day, as well as especially with that mask. Just like that. And I will say this finish is so nice. It obviously like has already kind of contoured my cheeks just by doing the powder or the baking. And like it literally, I feel like just sits so nicely on the skin. Now we're gonna go ahead and do under our eyes. If I ever do my top eyeshadow, I always do my under eye. Other days I don't. Like if I don't wear eyeshadow, I just don't do the bottom. But when I do eyeshadow, I have to do the bottom, otherwise I feel like I look tired. So I go back in with the brush that we had the shimmers on, and I'll just brush it on my lash line. I won't add any more product. I'll just take what's already on there and just brush it. Like that. And then I'll just go in with my mascara and just do a little bit on the bottom. Now that the eyes are all done, I'm gonna go ahead and do bronzer. I love this bronzer. I actually found it a while ago and I just stuck with it. I actually was kind of worried. Bronzers are hard for me. I don't love when bronzers have shimmers in them. So finding a matte bronzer can kind of be a little tricky, especially at the drugstore. So when everything happened and I couldn't get really into a makeup store, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have a shimmer bronzer. And my face is just so broad that when I have highlight on all my broad points, it's not the move for me. So I was actually really happy to find this. It's the Morphe bronzer. And I got the color Originator. Like I said, everything will be linked below. Then I just go in with a huge brush and just bronze up my cheeks. My forehead. And then I'll just do a little bit down my nose to just emphasize the contour we did. And then I'll do some under my bottom lip. Make that lip pop. And then just a little bit under my jaw. Like I said, it's just so pretty. It goes on so smooth. I feel like it does not chunk. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and do blush. I love blush. Some people don't. I do. So we're gonna go ahead and use that. I actually have a bunch of different blushes that I switch between. I will say these are my top favorites though. I have the Milani blush, which this is a shimmer blush. So I don't use this one every day. This is the color Luminoso, or number 5. I'll link it down below, but I'll figure out the for sure color. I also love the NARS Orgasm blush. Again, another shimmer. I don't mind a little shimmer right here because I usually highlight there anyway. And I definitely like a very pink blush, as you can tell. And then if I'm ever feeling like I need a matte blush, I have a MAC blush that I've literally used the crap out of. There's not even a casing there anymore. Yeah, these are literally my ride or die makeup products. I don't know how people keep their makeup so nice because mine is trash, but I've also had it forever. So then I'm just gonna go in with a fluffy brush again. Obviously it's a little bit more refined. And I'm gonna go in with NARS Orgasm. And just, I place it on my cheekbones and then drag it up. And I am a blush gal. I'm not gonna lie, when I was first learning makeup, when I was little, all like my mom would let me wear was mascara and blush. And I would just blush it up on my cheeks. Like it was a streak of pink. And I just loved it. I was like, this looks so good. I remember everyone like kind of making fun of me, being like, Courtney wears way too much blush. What is she doing? And I just thought it looked so good. So I've been a blush gal since day one. I learned to kind of tone it down a bit, but still I will always, I just love the warmth it gives your face. So yeah. And I feel like all this blends in so nicely together. All right, so next we are going to do highlight. And I will say that I did not find a highlight that I liked as much as this one. It's definitely a little bit pricier, I feel like, but it lasts forever. I will say that every time I've gotten this, because I just replace it and replace it and replace it, the product breaks in the pan. So I think it's just so soft and creamy and the best ever that it's going to break in the pan. So be aware that is going to happen. However, I love the color way too much, so I always go back to it. It's the Champagne Pop Becca highlight. It is my favorite, all-time favorite. I don't think I'll ever be able to replace it. So we're gonna go ahead and highlight our face now. I take a bigger fluffy brush like this. You can also take a highlight brush and put it onto my cheekbones. Right there, literally obsessed. I love a highlight that is like shimmery, I would say. I don't love a sparkle. So This is my favorite, and then I'll kind of go above my brow bone. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit more refined brush. Something like this, just super teeny tiny. And I will go ahead, put on my upper lip. It's so pretty. I'm seriously obsessed with this stuff. Then I'll put it down my nose. I'll go ahead and put it in the corner of my eye as well. I actually usually like to get it a little bit wet for the corner of the eye. Make it really pop. Then I'll just go ahead and put it under my brow bone. And those are the only places I usually highlight. So now we're gonna go ahead and do lips. Again, with the masks, I don't always do lips. Sometimes I just throw on my lip plumper, sometimes I throw on a gloss, or usually these days it's been a liquid lip because it doesn't attach to my mask. But if I know I'm gonna go out to eat, I really am a gloss girl, ride or die. I would have my gloss on always if I could. I used to never use chapstick, only gloss. Like that's what would hydrate my lips. So I'm definitely obsessed with it. If I know I'm gonna go out to eat and like the mask is coming off when I eat or something, I'll still do this. Or if like I have a shoot or something like that, pictures, anything. This is like my lip combo. So I'll go in with the Kylie Jenner Cosmetics lip liner. This is the color Exposed. And I always kind of overline a little bit, especially on my top lip. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with a lipstick. This has become my all-time favorite. It's KKW Beauty. This is the shade 2 Nude. So let's go ahead. And put that on. And then I go in with the KKW Beauty lip gloss. This is the color Radiate. And I love it because it just has a little bit of shimmer. All right, and then that actually finishes this makeup look. I seriously love these products. I feel like they blend so well, they last really long, and they're all super affordable, which is so nice. Also, if a pandemic ever happens again, you know you can just run to the grocery store and grab most of these items, which I feel like is a must because you just never know these days. But yeah, this has definitely been a go-to of mine for quite some time now. I always find myself going back to these products. They're a ride or die for me. I absolutely love them. And it's really nice just to kind of like have a makeup routine that you know you can just whip out when you have to get ready. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and announce our giveaway winner. Shout out to Adele Marchant. You are our giveaway winner. I was so excited to do this giveaway. Me and my husband love to travel, so hopefully you go somewhere fun and enjoy the trip. I will say thank you so much to all those that entered. Like I said, I did read every comment, and it seriously meant the world to me. You guys are all so sweet, and it was so fun to get to know so many of you. So thank you so much for entering. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and then subscribe to this channel for future videos. And then also if you want to see another like 10-minute makeup tutorial, because like I said, I definitely do not do this every day. So if you want to see my quick get ready with me, then go ahead and comment down below and I can upload that one as well. But till then, we will see you next week.